good Saturday afternoon from El Dorado at the 2019 Lady Cat Classic. Ryan Ragland with you alongside Will the Thrill McIntyre controlling the graphics, the scoreboard. Ian Jones with the camera work. As we are in the opening game of the third and final round here at the Lady Cat Classic in El Dorado, brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group, as once again they have stepped up large to make it possible for us to bring you guys action last week, girls action this week from El Dorado. Make sure you check them out at kccars.com, mccarthy.com for all the best deals right now. They've got a great situation for you. Go online, check them out. They've got every possibility of a car you could think about. They have loan assistance, they have down payment assistance. You have to go check them out at kccars.com. McCarthy Auto Group, proud sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network. Lady Blazers, a little bit of a tough loss last night, 43-27. We have words from Coach Schleicher here in a few minutes. And guys, this is 43-27, a 16-point deficit sounds kind of bad, but at the same time, you've got to sit there and think that, the girls were never really out of it. We'll try to get the picture back. The camera's doing the same thing. I promise we're going to get this fixed, hopefully like really, really soon. There it goes. The fact that the situation we have with the girls, even though it was a 16-point loss, they still had chances to get back into it. They cut it down to 9. I'm not sure how many times, but just never really could get back into it.
Yeah, they weren't. Second half, they became more aggressive, but it just wasn't enough. They still made the errant passes. They waited too long to make a decision on trying to break that zone. And today you just got to come out and.
Yes, we're going to battle the band today.
Yeah, we're battling the band. That's wonderful. But tonight you got to come out. I think the game plan should be come out more aggressive.
Yep. Evidently you've already heard the pregame.
Yeah.
And that comes into the pregame talk today.
Yeah, you got to come out more aggressive. This is an El Dorado team that's now 0-12 on the year coming into this game.
And the last thing you want to do is give up a team's first win.
Yep. And I think the game plan now is, be aggressive, force pressure, force them to make a lot of turnovers, and then just execute on those turnovers, which Blazers had trouble on doing last night after pressing campus really hard.
We're going to take a quick timeout here on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show with the Blazers and El Dorado. Comments with Coach Schleicher coming up in 90 seconds on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers. Regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories, American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner.
Blazer's Restaurant, serving Gardner's best burgers made fresh every day since 1976. Blazer's Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning, proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
Talking with Coach Schleicher on the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. Blazers getting set to take on host team El Dorado in the third round of the Lady Cat Classic here in El Dorado. And last night, Tough game against campus. Two teams that, like we talked about, are struggling a little bit and looking to get a little bit of momentum. You take a look at the whole thing, at the whole game, you could see where they were improving a little bit. Defensively, they were starting to come up with the press a little bit and starting to handle it. But coming up against the zone, it kind of looked like they were indecisive, trying to go one side and then the skip pass would be just a little bit late, trying to get to the weak side of the defense, and that's just some things that a young team has to learn.
Yeah, we definitely struggled against the zone. I mean, we didn't hit shots, and that obviously it's tough to win. We don't make shots, and I think we're 8 of 50, so 16% on the night, and some of those were good shots, some were not. But so they were able to keep it packed in a little bit, and we didn't do enough to threaten them and make their zone have to collapse and expand and make it tough on them in a lot of different areas. Cutting, driving gaps, attacking the offensive glass. We did a little better on that kind of later in the game. But yeah, we didn't execute very well, and we haven't seen a lot of zone. We obviously practiced against it quite a bit, but don't have as much game experience, and it showed. We definitely struggled with it. Yeah,
you can kind of tell when they would actually try to penetrate the zone. Spacing is really important, and they knew where someone was going to be, but visually they weren't quite seeing. The defense had already collapsed to whoever they were supposed to go to, and so now when the pass goes through, now you're hitting it into double coverage or something like that, and it creates a lot of turnovers.
Yeah, kind of like you alluded to, when we did kind of see it, it was like a step late or just not quite in the right spot. Instead of cutting to a gap, we kind of waited until the gap was gone to get there. I felt like we cut, but didn't really want the ball sometimes, or didn't square up when we caught it on a cut and hit the next pass. It was just kind of just that one play away, one pass away, 1 second too late. Kind of the story of the night offensively. It was really frustrating. It was kind of like everything we tried to do. We made an effort to execute it, but just didn't quite get it done.
When you take a look at a situation like that, is that a lot of being such a young team and a lot of the JV coming in and the difference between JV and varsity is being just that little half step quicker, and a lot of them still maybe that half step late?
Yeah, that's definitely part of it. I think just that experience and confidence in playing against that, seeing things and adjusting to it as it happens, rather than needing a timeout or a film session or a kind of a breakdown of it. That's definitely part of it. And then just, not really having that person that's just, I am going to go get this and then break it down, and kind of us looking around for somebody else a little bit too much. I think that kind of all contributed to it.
Obviously not the game you want to be into, fighting for 7th place, but is this a game where you kind of pull the Madden deal, saying you've got nothing to lose, might as well throw everything at it, where you just come out and just say, hey, girls, get out there, be aggressive, and get after it and go get the win that you want?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we talked last night that like you said, that was a tough one. It was one that we should have gotten. We didn't feel like we played well in really any facet of the game. And I said, in one regard, the best news is that there's another game tomorrow, that this one doesn't have to linger, and that we get a chance to move on and leave here with more of a positive note if we can go take care of business tomorrow. Now, we obviously can't play like that again, or we'll take last in the tournament. Dorado's, they got some kids that can play. They move the ball. Their guards are good. So we got to go get it done today. But like you said, we're nothing to lose. Go out there, let it all hang out, and let's see what we have, and hopefully we respond well to what happened yesterday, and bounce back.
Well, like they say, it's amazing what a win can do for a bus ride home. So time to go get the win.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Stick around. Coming up next, the starting lineup and the tip-off right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Planet Sub, where you can see every Blazer Broadcast Network video broadcast on their big screen while you enjoy a great sandwich. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane.
The Design Company Salon. Check them out on Facebook, and while you're there, you can book your appointment at the same time. The Design Company Salon, 136 East Main in Gardner.
American Computers. There's a reason why American Computers is the official computer store of the Blazer Broadcast Network. It just takes a single visit to find out why. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Amazing barbecue. The Kansas City Strip. If there's one thing this town knows, it's meat. That's why Price Chopper Butchers take the time to cut meat fresh in-store daily. None of that prepackaged stuff shipped from out of state. It's also why Price Chopper backs all their KC Pride beef with a 200% guarantee. If you don't love it, you'll get a replacement and your money back. No questions asked. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Will McIntyre with the graphics on the computer, keeping track of the score. Ian Jones on the control of the camera, and it's the Blazers and El Dorado. 7th place game. As you know, we heard Coach Leiker talk about, not the game where you want to be at, but like I said earlier, you obviously were listening to our conversation. This is a game where, hey, anything you've been doing has not been working, so now it's time to just go out there, play your game, get aggressive, force the mistakes, force the turnovers, and see what happens.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to say it's too loud, but this is the perfect team to do it against, especially an 0-12 team. But like you said, this is the time to capitalize on the mistake, capitalize on their mistakes. You know, this may be a very low-scoring affair, especially after hearing the stat from about last night's game. And
you know what? How many games have you seen where a team just hasn't done anything for, weeks, and all of a sudden they just start busting out and just start hitting the score?
We'd like to see that.
You can see that.
We'd like to see that.
We'd like to see that. Plus, you got Sophia Seaman back in, so you never know how much more time she's going to get. How her ankle's doing and everything. So, as they say, anything's possible.
Yeah, and I mean, I think today, my bad. I'm not used to middle.
You're not used to being up this early.
No, I'm not. This is about the time I wake up.
And the national anthem by the El Dorado High School band, and now we're going to have the announcements of the starting lineups.
High School and the final round of the 2019 Lady Cat Classic. In today's 7th place game, the El Dorado High School Wildcats will be the home team on the scoreboard. The Gardner Edgerton Trailblazers, the visiting team. Here are their starters introduced in alternating order. For Gardner Edgerton, a 5'4" senior, number 2, Kelvin Wilson. And for the Wildcats, a 5'3" junior, number 0, Mallory Parsons. For Gardner Edgerton, a 5'6" senior, number 3, Jaden Sprague. For the Wildcats, a 5'5" sophomore, number 10, Brooklyn Motter. For Gardner Edgerton, a 5'5" senior, number 11, Katie Whitley. And for the Wildcats, a 5'5" sophomore, number 1, Maddie Michaelis. junior number 15, Mia Valerie. For the Wildcats, a 5'7", junior number 11, Carly Baudre. For Gardner Edgerton, a 5'11", senior number 23, Madison Beasley. And for the Wildcats, a 5'8", senior number 13, Haley Eaton. The head coach for Gardner Edgerton is Joe Leiker, assisted by Farron Evans and Katie Garrett. Head coach for the Wildcats is Jordan Crawford, assisted by Julie Jones.
And there's your starting lineups. Doing a little modification here, trying to, I guess, I don't know, maybe I'm a little OCD a little bit, but, and apologize for the camera. This is something we've been battling, not sure why it's doing exactly what it's doing. We haven't figured it out, and never did it during football. And all of a sudden during basketball, it's been doing it, and I haven't had a chance to find the right camera to get it sorted out. So bear with us. Promise everything's going to be changed. It's the Blazers and the Wildcats of El Dorado. Let's go get a win, girls. That's all I can say about that. That camera's getting even worse, isn't it? And the Blazers control the tip. El Dorado coming out man-to-man. Your favorite chant, Ian.
What?
Your favorite chant.
Let's not talk about that. It was great when I was in the student section and the cheerleaders would say it with the student section. But now it's not so great.
Now it's not so much.
No.
So El Dorado bringing the ball up court across the half court line. They get it up to the top of the key and the elbow. Drive from the right side, high off the glass. Beasley with the rebound. And there's a little bit more aggression there by the Blazers, and there goes Sprague with the bucket. First points of the game. And we're sent off just a little bit different. We're in the heat zone, where yesterday we were in the cold zone on the other side of the aisle.
The cold zone was better.
Cold zone was better. Well, yeah, because you're right in the heat zone right now. Get the ball down inside to Valerie. Backing up, little hook shot, and she back-to-back buckets for the Blazers. So Sprague and Valerie with the first two buckets for the Blazers. Taking a 4-0 lead. That,
hey,
and I'm okay with that.
Fault them for being aggressive.
No, I'd rather, like I've always said, I'd rather have a wild thoroughbred and have to pull back in the reins a little bit to slow them down than have to whip them and get them going. So, I like seeing that. That means she's right on top of her defender. Nice job by the Blazers getting that double team down in the corner. Blazers a little bit more aggressive on the defense. Sprague fighting for it. And it's going to be a jump ball staying with El Dorado. Six minutes to go in the first quarter. Yeah, but where we're sitting at now to the right, I have a whole bunch of poles in the way of the scoreboard that I'm looking for. As Valerie goes for the rebound and she comes down, stepped on the baseline. Stays with El Dorado, 5:52 to go. And that's just a bad situation. It's a bad situation. I thought that might have been tipped by a Blazer, but
let's not say anything.
At that point, Mater just, went to drive the baseline, but she got herself so far underneath the bucket and almost trapped down there. She almost had nowhere to go, basically.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's kind of the pressure you want the Blazers to be putting on. That's the kind of pressure you want the Blazers to be putting on today. This is, like we said, a team that has yet to have a win this year. you want to put that pressure on them, force some turnovers, and then
Wilson with the drive, partially blocked. Goes back to El Dorado. 5:15 to go in the first. Worked off the screen, coming up with the double team. I like that coming up on Whitley. And there's going to be a foul on the shot.
I think it's on Sprague again.
Yep.
That's her second.
Second personal foul, Gardner Edgerton's Jaden Sprague. Trailblazer team foul number 2. Maddie Michaelis at the line.
Michaela going up the line to shoot 2. Is it Michaela or Michaelis?
Michaelis.
That's what I thought. I thought he said Michaela. I'm like, but I see an IS at the end of it. And she ends up missing both of them, so still scoreless for the Wildcats. Wilson running the point. Whitley all by herself from the left side, goes up for the layup and good. 6-0 run for the Blazers to start the game. Like I said, it's amazing what a win can do for a bus ride home. Make it a little bit more enjoyable.
Especially this long of a bus ride.
Yeah. It makes that bus ride seem a little bit longer.
I've had 2-hour bus rides after a loss, and those are the absolute worst.
I'll tell you the longest bus ride I'm sure that happened and I never took. Quick leap ahead, breaking the press. Tried to get it to Valerie. She couldn't handle the pass. It was just a little bit out of reach. El Dorado comes up with it. And then Valerie, I thought Valerie had to travel. They didn't call it. Blazers still come up with it. Quickly back up the other side. Wilson with a little sidestep. Now if Fodder stays there and drawing the contact, it probably would have been no call, but she kind of slid over just a little bit on that. But my guess is one of the longest bus rides and one of the short bus rides is 2010 coming back from Blue Valley when we lost the sub-state game.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to Junior about that, but I'm sure that bus ride was really quiet and really long.
Or the bus ride back from Hutch, or from Emporia. When we lost the
I don't think that was as bad because I think that was inevitable of what was going to happen as good as that Hutch team was. Shot missed, but Blazers on the rebound with Sophia in on the game. And she gets that one stripped away. That doesn't happen very often.
Our longest was my senior year. We played at Harrington, and they ended their 20-game losing streak or whatever against us.
Probably weren't too thrilled to see that, were you? Wilson with the foul. As Taylor, Platt, Watkins, and Marco's coming in. The only one that's going to stay in is going to be Sophia. So Coach Liker able to get a little bit deeper into the bench and a little bit more of a wave deal and try to get the girls a breather.
Experience.
Kind of what we saw with Coach Fiegel with the collegiate boys that we saw last week, that he just comes out and just shift A and shift B.
Yeah.
And really keeps them, fresh. Top of the key for 3 and good by Eaton. That gets El Dorado on the board, cuts the lead into half. 3:30 to go in the first quarter. El Dorado coming up with a little bit of a half-court trap. Trinity Taylor, baseline jumper, good. She's got a nice little set shot. Blazers coming up their own little zone of their own as Platt with the tip pass. Pushing it up court. I like it. Taylor leaves it just a bit short as she had an open line to the basket. As it's going to go out of bounds back to El Dorado. 2:54 left on the clock. I think this might be the most aggression we've seen out of the Blazers this year. And it's not looking bad.
It's a completely different team, not obviously not player-wise, but completely different from yesterday.
Marcos comes in for the double team. And I'll tell you what, and Trinity Taylor might have got hit in the stomach as she doubles over, but I kind of thought maybe they were going to get Taylor out of bounds, stepping on the baseline as they were fighting for the ball. But she gets up, she's all right. It's amazing how quick that pain goes away once the game gets going again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Little side step, puts up the shot, no good by Parsons. The rebound and the putback, no good. Reverse it back to the near side. Sophia for three. Just a little bit off the left, but a nice looking shot. Need to get it and kick the ball out. Still fighting for it. Nice job by Watkins to get out there on the defense. Taylor with the rebound, quickly pushing it up court. She had it set in her head that she was going to take that ball to the rack all the way as Marcos was down on the inside. But I'm okay with that.
Yes.
I have no qualms about that whatsoever.
First personal foul, El Dorado's.
As Coach Crawford's going to take a timeout.
Gardner Edgerton, Sadie Watkins.
Watkins with her first foul. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. Want to say a huge thanks to everyone watching us on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Also need to say a huge thanks to McCarthy Auto Group for allowing us to come down here again this year. For the boys last week and the girls this week to bring you the Blue Stem Classic and the Lady Cat Classic tournament. Make sure you check them out at KCCars.com. They have down payment assistance available. All you got to do is go down there and check them out. KCCars.com on the website. Check out all the vehicles they have. And make sure you tell them a huge thanks for their sponsorship on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Also for Capes Homes Heating and Cooling for providing the HD broadcast capabilities. And I'm saying it now, we're going to go full 1080 next year. And yes, that means a new camera.
Thank the Lord.
From the right elbow, jumper no good by Parsons. Seaman comes up with it. Taylor's going to take it for three. A little bit off. Clock at 1:30. Blazers still in that 2-3 zone. Nice block by Taylor. And she's stripping for it. Can't quite get it.
Right back in the face, too.
Get that out of here. I don't know where that ball's going, but it's not getting past me, all right? Watkins kind of saw that pass coming, got there just a bit late, and Marcos got hit hard. She bounces back up. Watkins gets a tip from behind by Motter with 40 seconds left on the clock in the first quarter. Marcos still kind of trying to fight off that little shot to the face.
Yeah, I don't know if it's just the way El Dorado plays, but you see the Blazers becoming more aggressive, jumping those passing lanes compared to yesterday where they were just kind of playing back.
Well, and it's almost like, and playing that zone is actually, I don't know if they're just seeing the court better, but it just looks like they're reading the offense just a little bit better on trying to anticipate what's going to happen.
Yeah, and it's night and day difference compared to yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, this is it's more exciting than yesterday.
Yeah. 25 seconds left on the clock. Here's a mismatch for you.
It looks like Marcos is bleeding on the.
I'm sure she got a pretty good shot in the nose or something. Either that or maybe cut her lip or something. 10 seconds on the clock on the turnover.
Throwing bows down there.
Yep. Taylor's going to take it for three. And good! At the buzzer, Trinity Taylor delivers. Makes the score 11-3. We're going to take a timeout. Be back with the second quarter tournament action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. Back in 30 seconds.
Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans. The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre, Ian Jones back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Tournament action brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. Huge thanks to them for allowing us to come down here again this week. Blazers leading 8-3. And Will, what was the stat you gave me real quick? What was the stat you gave me real quick?
That the girls had only scored 7 points the first half all day yesterday.
I was about ready to say, yeah, they have more points now than what they had the whole first half yesterday. Yes. So, yeah, that's and a big change on
the aggressiveness.
Right. So Blazers get the ball to start the second half on the alternating possession.
Maybe it's like what you said at the beginning, they're making a turnaround.
Yep, sometimes that happens. Kind of around the world by Michaelis as she went in for the drive. And she's going to be fouled going up the line to shoot two as she is over two from the free throw line.
Trailblazer team foul number 6, Maddie Michaelis at the line.
As she gets set for the first one and misses it, so she's 0 for 3. As she gets set for the second one, and sincere apologies about the camera. We're trying to stay on top of it. As Michaelis makes that one, makes an 8-4 lead for the Blazers.
That's the best I've seen them break the press all year.
Yeah. Got to stay aggressive with it. Can't be apprehensive. Nice feed down to Valerie, but she was a little bit too far past the bucket, and she had to really turn around. She might have been lucky to hit the backboard as far past the bucket as she was.
Yeah.
Second personal foul, Gardner Edgerton's Mia Valerie. Trailblazer.
Valerie's going to pick up her second foul.
Parsons at the line for El Dorado, 1-1.
And that's going to send Parsons for the Blazers already 7 fouls. Parson gets that one. 17 fouls for the Blazers, only 1 for El Dorado.
And that tells you the aggressiveness.
And I'm okay with it. Misses the second one.
If you know a team is struggling at the line, then I'd rather.
I know. Yes,
I literally just unplugged it.
I know. And we're still working on the camera. I'm not sure. And you can see the camera just kind of stays for a while, and sometimes it just, boom. As Wilson with the drive, as she's going to be fouled before the shot.
First personal foul, El Dorado's Mallory Parsons, Wildcat, team foul number 2.
Parsons with the foul. El Dorado still in the man-to-man. Nice job by Parsons to cut off Whitley. Going up for the drive is good.
Alex
Van Reen with the bucket. Her first points of the tournament, I believe. Step up baseline jumper, no good by Eaton. And Wildcats miss the putback. Willie's going to take it strong, and she gets the layup. She has 4. Makes it a 12-5 game, or excuse me, 15-5.
Checking in for Gardner Edgerton, Caitlin Platt.
Clock stopped at 6:12.
Checking in for El Dorado, Reagan Laddie along with Kaylee Manning.
Look for Platt to penetrate. As we talked about Platt being one of the more scrappy players. I'll tell you what, I wouldn't be surprised if Platt gets the Hustle Award for the tournament, it's just the way she normally plays. Beasley with the drive, just a little bit strong, but Van Reen with the putback misses it and gets the second one. Gives her 14 points, or excuse me, 4 points. Makes it 17-5, a 12-point lead for the Blazers. And they're coming up for the double team. Coach Liker says that's okay, like the aggressiveness. And that's going to send Parsons to the line as Whitley's going to pick up her first foul.
Team foul number 8. Sophia Seaman checks in for Gardner Edgerton. Carly Quadre for the Wildcats. Parsons at the line.
Strong off the back iron. As El Dorado's having a problem from the free throw line, they're really needing them being down by 12. Or excuse me, by 14 now. No, it is 12. I couldn't even read my own writing. And the bucket is good.
Math is hard sometimes.
You know, it's that carryover. I think it's that Common Core math that's confusing me. Full timeout taken by Coach Jackson. We'll take 1, 2, 3, 5:08 to go in the first quarter. Take a timeout right after this on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Humphreys Family Dentistry. Come meet one of the newest and best young dentists in the area. Dr. Julie Humphreys will win you over simply with her smile. Dr. Julie Humphreys at Humphreys Family Dentistry, 434 West Main in Gardner.
Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip. When your car looks good, you feel good. See how good you can feel today. Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip, 620-1253.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. No need to drive all over the place for the best tools. Ace is the place and the new home for Craftsman tools. Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, 240 North Moonlight in Gardner, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware, 159th and Muir Lynn in Olathe.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
You know, I just have the perfect scenario. What you do is you go to McCarthy Auto Group, you buy a new car, you go to Junior's Detail and Plasti Dip, have him detail your car, and while you're doing that, you can go to Blazers, you can go grab a nice meal, you can go to Design Company, get a nice haircut, all in a day. I mean, you can't beat that, can you?
It's a lot of money, though.
No.
I mean, when that tax return hits, maybe, but...
Oh, man, come on.
As my friends and I call it, you become tax return ballers.
Tax return ballers. All righty. 4:45 to go in the first half. Parson passes up, goes to drive, gets it stripped away. We're going to have a jump ball. It's going to stay with El Dorado. Clock stopped at 4:39. Again, apologies about the camera. We could bring the other one out. It'd end up doing the same thing.
What?
And I said we could bring out the other camera. It'd end up doing the same thing, which makes no sense.
Yeah.
So, and it's the same exact camera. So I think maybe those cameras have done their life with the broadcast mode. That shot up short with a drive by Michaelis. Beasley off the top of the key, gets it over to Seaman for the shot, no good.
Really?
Nice hustle on the play to chase it down.
Kelby Wilson in for the Trailblazers.
Now it's not even turning on.
Well, keep messing with it. We can pull the other one out if we need to, try to switch it. El Dorado has the ball at the top of the key. In fact, if you want to try to reset that again and grab the other, go ahead and plug that back in real quick and grab the other camera, see if we can get it going as we have a foul. It's going to be a turnover, or excuse me, not a foul, but a turnover by El Dorado. It's going to go back to the Blazers. As Platt brings the ball across the timeline to the near side. As she's going to dribble down the corner, gets it to Camacho. Back to Platt, top of the key, gets it to Wilson, left wing. Up top to Camacho, gets it down to Marcos. She forces her way in, puts up the shot. She's going to be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Marcos looking for her first points of the day. Clock stopped at 3:35.
Team foul number 3, Kirsten Marcos at the line.
See if Marcos can add a couple points onto the board. Puts it up and gets that one to go in. At least we still have the scoreboard, right, Will?
Huh?
At least we still have the scoreboard, right? As Marcos gets set, gets her through her own little
doing my
routine.
job.
You're doing your job. Theon's trying to. Misses that one, but Camacho gets a rebound, goes to put it back up, and she puts it all the way over the scoreboard. As it's going to go to El Dorado, 3:33 to go. We have camera. We did have camera. Let's try it again. El Dorado with the ball. Back up top of the key. And we're back to action. With the drive is Parsons. They're going to get Camacho with the foul. I thought maybe that might have been a charge.
First personal foul, Gardner Edgerton's Amy Camacho.
That's going to be her first. Free throw is good by Parsons. That is, right now, El Dorado has only made buckets from the free throw line. In the second quarter, they have 1 field goal, and that's a 3-pointer by Eaton later in the first quarter. Taylor for 3 in the left corner, good. 23-7. Taylor has 6, or excuse me, she has 8. And the shot is good, and the foul.
Assist to Mallory Parsons. First personal foul, Gardner Edgerton's Kirsten Marcos.
Tori George with the bucket.
Foul number 10, Tori George at the line.
As that one is just a bit off. 2.5 to go in the first half. Blazers with a good lead. Wilson pulls up. Baseline jumper, no good. Marcos fights for it, but she steps on the baseline after she touches the ball, or before she touches the ball, she stepped on the baseline.
Sadie Watkins in for Gardner.
Watkins checking in for Trinity Taylor. Taylor with a nice 8 points off the bench today. And there's going to be another turnover on the Wildcats. Platt tries to push it down court. Entry pass to Marcos. Try to get it off to the weak side to Watkins, but that was stripped away by Eaton. Eaton's going to take it for 3. In and out. Rebound. Fighting for it was Manning. As Parson comes up with it. Marcos fighting for the pass, lands in the hands of Manning, and the bucket's good. 23-11 to score.
First personal foul, El Dorado's Kaylee Manning. Wildcat team
Manning
foul
creates
number 4.
her first foul.
Mara Smith and Katie
Going to the
Whitman
line is going to be Platt.
Gardner Edgerton. Caitlin Platt at the line.
A little bit strong. We just call Platt the firecracker. Does that work pretty good?
Yeah.
That kind of works for her. And she makes the second one, her first points of the day. Makes it a 13-point lead for the Blazers. Half-court press, I like it. And just like that, it created a turnover. Back to the Blazers. Clock stopped at 1:26. El Dorado still coming out, that man-to-man. Yep. Yep, now they're going with, looks like they're coming with a little box and one. They have George that starts doing the chasing. But ends up being a turnover.
Gordon Havlick in for the Trailblazers.
As Havlick will check in for the Blazers, so everyone's getting some play time. El Dorado with the ball, 1:10 to go in the half. Slowly bring it across the timeline. Get the ball over in the left wing. Marcos being hounded by Watkins. I was looking for someone to kind of come down and double team down in the corner. Apologies about the camera, not sure why. It just haven't figured out why it's doing what it's doing. We're going to see if we can borrow a camera to finish out the year. Fight for the rebound. Off the missed shot, and it's going to stay with the Blazers, or go to the Blazers. If we need to, maybe switch back to the other camera, I'm not sure. We've had that happen before. 32 seconds to go in the half. Coming out with a full court press is El Dorado. Blazers breaking it nicely across the timeline, gets it to Sprague in the left wing. Up top to Camatillo. Baseline, double teamed as Watkins, or excuse me, as Whitley. As she bounces that one off the side of her leg and it goes out of bounds to El Dorado with 19.5 seconds left. They get the ball over the top of the key with 8 seconds left. Tried a little weave action up top. And there's going to be a foul on Watkins, or Whitley. And I'm sure Whitley didn't want to pick up her second foul that far away from the bucket as she was all the way up by the center court line. Michaelis with the free throw and good. She's 2 out of 3 today. Cuts the lead down to an even dozen. 8, and we got picture. And hits them both.
Timeout, Gardner Edgerton, 8:30 seconds.
As Coach Leiker wants a 30-second timeout. Once again, a huge thanks to everyone joining us on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Apologies about the camera. Still trying to get that figured out. I'm going to see if I can possibly borrow a camera for the next month, and that way we can get through the rest of the season and then get everything else situated. But like we talked about, a little bit of aggression is helping out the Blazers as they've come out defensively and done a nice job. Created the turnovers. They've actually, driving a little bit more, even though it's, 10-4 on the foul count. Take a look at the free throws.
Sophia Seaman and Mia Valerie check in for Gardner Edgerton.
Looks like 4 out of 5 from the free throw line. I'll have to check that again at the half, but that's for El Dorado. They come up for the double team, try to get Platt, and then taken away with less than a second to go, and that's going to be into the first half with the Blazers leading 24-13. We're going to take a timeout, be back with the McCarthy Gardner Group halftime show in a couple minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident, it's our guarantee.
These These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
The Design Company Salon. New owners and the same great service but with a new look. Go check them out, 136 East Main in Gardner.
Blazer's Restaurant, not just serving burgers, they now have barbecue, soft serve, and hand-dipped ice cream with 8 different flavors and combinations. Blazer's Restaurant, 131 North Center in Gardner.
Trails West Ace Hardware and Feed, and Arbor Creek Ace Hardware. Check out their paint department, including their paint tinter and Clarkson Kensington Paint and Primer in one. Trails West
Chopper butchers take the time to cut meat fresh in-store daily. None of that pre-packaged stuff shipped from out of state. It's also why Price Chopper backs all their KC Pride beef with a 200% guarantee. If you don't love it, you'll get a replacement and your money back. No questions asked. Price Chopper. Kansas City, born and raised.
This may sound like a typical high school basketball game being played on a Friday night in Kansas. In fact, it's a crash course in cooperation and teamwork. It's a test of dedication, determination, and drive. It's character development in action. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think about this. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students who participate in school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. At the same time, playing sports helps teach lessons not covered in the classroom. Lessons like tolerance, respect for the rules, and the importance of supporting your community. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre, Ian Jones back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth with the Blazers leading El Dorado 24-13. And this is kind of what we talked about, Ian, that, you know, talked to Coach Leiker about in the pregame. This is when you just kind of throw everything to the wind and just try something totally different that you haven't been doing all year. And even though El Dorado is you know, lower class, meaning I believe they are 3A or 4A. They're 4A. You know, they go by the tenets of the schools and everything. You still need to execute. You know, you can have really good 4A teams, and we've seen that in the EKL. Yeah, I mean, what do you want? So you still have to execute, and it kind of looks like with a little bit faster pace, it looks like it's taken the girls out of the thinking mode and just reacting mode.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of, this is like I said during the broadcast, it's night and day difference from yesterday, where you saw the Blazers, I don't know if it's just playing against that zone that just kills everything and kills any sort of momentum, or it's Leiker just getting in the locker room and saying, all right, you're playing against a team that hasn't won a game. Make sure you're not their first win.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he said in the locker room or what has been said, but it seems to be working, and maybe he just did what Barry Odom did last year, burn up the game plans that he's always had, and just say, let's go.
Obviously, you know, and I'm not saying this is what Coach Leiker's doing, but kind of like you were talking with Barry Odom, you know, Odom, when he did that, he was kind of like to the point where, you know, anything I've been telling you guys and anything I've been coming up has not worked, and so we're just going to can it, and we're going to go a different direction because evidently what I thought isn't working, which is a sign of a good coach to be able to do that, you know. And Coach Leiker, as you know, said they tried everything they could yesterday. It just wasn't working. They've done a 180, a little bit more aggressive. They've been able to make a few shots and get something going.
And it's one of those, like, you know, a change in a game plan or something may do real well. It may bring light to a team, may light a fire under them. And, I mean, it's obviously a crass sport comparison, but that's what it did for the Tigers in 2017. And, you know, Odom lighting up that playbook literally in the locker room, threw all his game plans in the trash, lit them on fire, and said, we're starting over.
Hey, let's see what happens. And need to give a shout out to Justin Mayer that threw up the horns and said Blazers. So thanks to Justin checking out.
I was hoping that wasn't the actual Longhorns. I was going to say horns down.
Oh, jeez. You know.
Will agrees with that.
Well, I'm not saying. Well, That's
it's
what,
always horns down.
That's what Will sees, but not when it comes to Gardner Edgerton, right? So, like we've been talking about, Blazers doing a nice job. Do I want to see this at all? We're sharing stuff on Facebook. Do I want to see this, Will?
Right here.
Wow.
If that's Fireball and Dr. Pepper, yes.
Oh, my.
That
what?
is me.
Oh, Lord. All righty, that's just how that is. We're going to take a quick time out here on the McCarthy Auto Group halftime show. Once again, a huge thanks to Carl Kramer with McCarthy Auto Group for allowing us to come down here and bring the guys' action last week and the girls' action this week. Take a time out. We'll be back on the McCarthy Auto Group halftime show in a couple minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers, your one-stop shop for all of your computer needs. Stop in and see what all they have in stock. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight in Gardner, across the street from Trails West Ace Hardware.
Planet Sub. Don't forget, when you need your event catered, call Deanna at 605-1068. Planet Sub at 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Contact Sean for any home indoor air quality products that you might need or be interested in. Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. 638-1647.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day, in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
These days, the concept of value matters more than ever. And you'd be hard-pressed to find a better value than high school sports. Extracurricular activities, including sports, make up about 2% of the budget for a typical Kansas high school. In return, participation in sports promotes citizenship and sportsmanship. Sports also instill a sense of community pride and teach lifelong lessons about cooperation and self-discipline. They encourage physical fitness. They produce community leaders. By offering so many benefits to the community for such a small percentage of a school's overall budget, it's easy to see why high school sports are one of the best bargains around. The real cost would come from not having them at all. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre, Ian Jones back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Blazer Broadcast Network coverage of the Blue Stem Classic and Lady Cat Classic brought to you by McCarthy Auto Group. Check them out at kccars.com. HD broadcast brought to you by Capes Whole Homes Heating and Cooling with tech support by America Computers. And our next broadcast Friday is at home. And it's at home. We're taking on Olathe South. I'd start calling you my SID because you're always on top of that. Start calling you my SID. You're the one that's always on top of that. For some reason, I don't have it written down, and I should, and that's my fault. So, and I'll tell you what, Ian Jones does a nice job on the Blazer Broadcast Network Facebook page. He sits there and finds things that I'm not able to with work and whatever, and he gets them on there. Also, make sure you subscribe to the Blazer Broadcast Network YouTube channel. Anytime we go on with a live feed, you're going to get a notification, and you're going to know whenever we are on the air, so make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the like button. And share it on your Facebook page. Let everyone know we are on the air. And a quick turnover by El Dorado to start the second half. Waiting for someone to kind of Kind of sit down a little bit so we can see. There's a three-point shot by Sprague, no good. Rebound by Blazers and a putback, no good, but they kick it out. Whitley for three, a little bit strong. Valerie with the rebound and the putback. She has 4. Doubles up El Dorado. Wow, that's going to be a quick foul. I didn't see much there on that one.
Third personal foul, Gardner Edgerton's Kaylee Whitley.
So Whitley picks up 2 quick fouls at the tail end of the first half and the beginning of the second half. She has 3. Double team. Nice job by Beasley rotating off the double team and blocking that wing dribbler. Eaton's going to take it for 3, top of the key, and good. Eaton's got a quick shot. You're going to have to get out on her.
I thought her foot was on the line.
It was close. Valerie steps away from the baseline, gets it up to Wilson. She's going to drive, just kind of gets it up there, but Valerie with the cleanup. That one a little bit strong. And Valerie's going to get called with the foul. I believe that's going to be number 3 on her with 6:50 to go in the third. As Platt's going to check in for Whitley. And Whitley's probably going to have a seat for a while with 3 fouls. I would think he probably I'm sure Coach Sliker wants to get Sophia in again and try to get a little bit of momentum going for her. But right now, with the lead that you have, you don't want to push it issue too much. Platt with the loose ball. She goes to put it up. Kind of lost it. That was kind of a hard situation to call a foul on either one. But then on the loose ball, they're going to call a loose ball foul on Marcos. That's going to be her second. Already 3 personal fouls, or 3 fouls for the Blazers in 1.5 minutes of play here in the third. Tried a little baseline cut to Eaton, but Marcos did a nice job cutting it down at the bucket, and Marcos loses that one out of bounds.
I think right now, 3 fouls in 2 minutes. You like the aggressiveness, but you've also got to be smart about your aggressiveness.
Yeah, you got to be smart about it. Beasley misses that one. Marcos with the rebound, and they're going to get a foul on Eaton on the reach. And I've got her down for 1. And it is. Clock stopped under 6 minutes. Marcos from the left elbow, just a little bit off, but a good-looking shot.
Do you see how quick those passes were?
That's what you got to have, and that's what creates them open shots. There should have been a foul for palming the ball the way Parsons came right over the top on that.
Yeah.
Third personal foul, Gardner Edgerton, Kirsten Marcos.
Well, we want to hear you when you do, Will. Everyone wants to hear the words of Will.
Whatever.
Everyone does.
It was more of a carry than anything.
She palmed it pretty high there. And she hits them both. Gives her 5 points, all of them from the free throw line.
Get it down to 8.
26-18. Already taken a 20-second timeout. Our next broadcast will be Friday from home. Olathe South comes into the building. We'll have video broadcast starting with the girls' action. You know what? You need to get a shot of the little girl up there in the pink. She's doing a little dancing straight ahead. You're not going to do it, are you? He doesn't see. And it's hard for him to hear me on the other side of the table with the band going. Yeah, someone needs to go get the ball. Someone forgot who was inbounding the ball, and Watkins hustled it down there and got it inbounds just in time. I thought Sophia was going to pull the trigger on that one. She wanted to. And they know who the best player, and that's a hard foul on Eaton.
She argues about every call.
Eaton didn't like that, and I'm not sure what she didn't like about it. I mean, she, Sophia had the ball, and she pretty much just rammed into her, and I was like, that's a foul. Wasn't like she was passing it or anything. Clock stopped at 5:14. Watkins with the inbounds in the corner. I thought maybe she was going to pull that trigger. Or Trinity Taylor, excuse me. Yeah, and on something like that, I think that's a no call. I think you've got it, you just got two people, battling each other. I don't think there's really one either side.
It's a 7th-place game. Let them play.
It's, but I still don't think it's,
What I'm saying is don't call the foul. Just let the game play. Just play the game.
And now, just because of that, Parsons really can't get on top of Platt defensively. Taylor misses the baseline jumper. One and done for the Blazers. 4:45 to go in the third.
The Blazers is acting like they're giving them life.
Still playing aggressively, but they're not as crisp for a little bit. Parsons just kind of runs in the lane on that one, goes out of bounds.
Off of 11.
Or excuse me, that was Michaelis. Coach Leiker wants a 30-second timeout. I'll tell you what sounds good. We have it. I'm taking the guys out to eat, and we're kind of thinking about one place in Emporia. But I tell you what sounds really good right now. One thing that sounds really good. One thing that really sounds good is a little bit of Blazers. Now we go to Blazers. Me and you went to Blazers last night. I had the grilled chicken wrap. That was spectacular. You had the burger. But then Wally has the hush puppies. Wally has hush puppies. Not every day. I don't know. You may want to call and find out. But we've had Wally's fish before, which is killer.
Oh yeah.
And then on top of the hush puppies, homemade. That would be money. So yeah. That was a good stop on the way out of town yesterday.
Oh.
That was close. Sophia was already looking to pass the ball before she got it, and then it got through her hands. Not sure what Beasley was doing with that one. Yeah, that wasn't a very good. Kind of hard to do a behind the back dribble in traffic.
Yeah, I mean, if I were her on that, I would have passed it back to Platt. Try to set a screen, do a pick and pop if she can get open enough.
And a pull-up by Michaelis, no good.
It's out on the ref.
Yep, out on the ref. They're going to keep it to El Dorado, 3:36 to go. So you have Taylor, Platt, Watkins, Valerie, and Seaman, your 5 for the Blazers. Trying to get the camera back up. Wow, that was, I'm not sure.
Oh.
Nice block by Taylor as a shot taken by Parsons. Eaton comes up with it in the left wing. Then they get down in the left corner. Three-point shot is strong. Fight for the rebound on the near side, and it's going to go out of bounds. Staying with El Dorado with 3:14 to go in the third. 26-18 the score. El Dorado inbounding the ball as it's going to go backcourt. Then double teamed near the timeline, and then on the double team, they're still going to get a foul. And this one's going to be on Trinity Taylor. I'd go ahead and just leave that one. That's our normal one. I'd go ahead and just leave that one. Just give it a little bit and plug it back in. We're just going to have to fight it. Apologies about the camera. I'm going to work on trying to get a loaner for the rest of the season so we don't have this issue. And now we're going to get a loose ball push on the far side. And this one's going to be on Seaman. Clock stopped at 3:02 in the third.
Trailblazer team foul number 6.
Kenzie Eaton stepped on the sideline, or stepped inbounds. And that's going to go to the Blazers. Give it about, go ahead and unplug it, give it about, yep, there it is. You just had it.
Yeah, but then it goes away.
I know. I'm not sure what the deal is. We're going to have to fight through this one and try to get it corrected by Saturday or Friday. Handoff from Valerie, a little give and go back to Platt, but she's going to get called with the travel. Sorry about that, folks. 2:53 to go. No pressure by the Blazers as El Dorado has the ball across the timeline. Platt meets up with Parsons. Gives it off left side, a little weave action. Eaton with a shot blocked by Taylor. She gets the ball back, kicks it out. And then a baseline drive dished off to Motter. Motter kicks it out. Top of the key for three is no good by George. El Dorado still has it. George with a baseline runner, no good. Blazers with the rebound. And we have picture once again finally. Clocked at 2:15. We may have to run audio the rest of this one. We're going to try to hopefully get the camera to set back up. As the foul is going to be on Parsons, that's going to be her second. As Valerie goes up to the free throw line and hits just a bit off. Now you're counting it, right? Sorry about that, folks. Go ahead and plug it. Give it about a minute or so and see what happens. We'll run with a little bit of audio right now as Valerie hits that one. As Valerie has 5 points. 2:10 to go in the third. Working off a screen to the far side is Michaela. She tried to get it down to Eaton in the lane. As she can't handle the pass, goes out of bounds back to the Blazers with 2:02 left in the third. As substitution for El Dorado, looks like Coach Jackson's going to make a couple of them.
Presley Johnson checks in, replacing Tori George.
Sprague inbounding the ball underneath the bucket. As El Dorado coming up with a full court press. Taylor has the number. She takes a left-handed layup and good. She has 10. Makes it 29-18. Under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Top of the key for three is good by Parsons. She has 6. That's only the first time this game that El Dorado's had 2 field goals in a quarter. Quickly breaking the press as Trinity Taylor gets the ball from Sprague from the right side. She goes up with a left-handed layup. She's fouled. The shot is no good. But Taylor going up the line to shoot 2. Go ahead and try to plug it in real quick, see what it does. Maybe it's tired and wants to work again. That free throw is good.
Out of the 20s.
Out of the 20s. Blazers out of the 20s.
It's a miracle.
And we're still fighting the camera, trying to get the picture back. And she makes them both. Gives her 12. Under a minute and a half to go in the third quarter. As Michaelis has it on near the
5
timeline,
seconds.
being guarded heavily by Sprague. Sprague touched it, goes in the backcourt. Michaelis picks it back up. She gets down along the baseline. And moving around top of the key, inside the three-point line is Michaela. Shot is no good. Beasley comes up, falling out of bounds, gets it back inbounds. Gets it over to Sprague. Sprague tries to get it up ahead to Watkins. Everyone kind of out of control or not Watkins, but Taylor. As Taylor gets bumped. And she's going to be fouled. Clock stopped at 50 seconds.
For us to get 3 fouls with not over a minute gone in this quarter,
we've done pretty good since then. Yep, it sure has. Blazers with the ball inbounding on the sideline. Gets it to Wilson, top of the key. Tries to find Valerie down underneath. Couldn't handle the pass, but she kicked it out to Beasley. Right-handed layup, no good, just a little bit strong. Michaelis with the rebound, bringing it up court. She steps back, 35 seconds on the clock. Gets it down in the right corner, goes out of bounds, back to the Blazers.
I watched Beasley take a couple of her shots, and what's the backboard for?
Got to use the backboard. That's what it's there for. You got that little square on it. Hopefully we can get the camera to come back again. For some reason it just doesn't. We're not sure exactly what happened. For three, Taylor, long three-pointer, just a little bit short of the rim, and goes out of bounds. Hopefully we can get the picture back. Not sure why it's there. It is.
For 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds.
3.
You'll, wow, it didn't even go that long. Go ahead and grab the other one if you want to. We'll finish out this with the half or the quarter. Shot is no good. The rebound and putback is no good by Laddie, but she got fouled on the second shot. She'll go to the line to shoot two. 31-19, down by 21.
Trailblazer team foul number 7, Reagan Laddie.
El Dorado looking to cut it down to single digits. And the right-handed free throw is good.
Substitution for the Wildcats.
Her first points of the night. And pushes it up, and a little bit strong. Taylor with the rebound, didn't see how much time is left. That's going to be into the third quarter. We'll try to see if we can get the picture back. 31-22 is the score. We'll be back in a minute on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Gardner Edgerton fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is a proud supporter of youth sports across the Blazer Nation.
If you're in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, or you need service or body work done, we hope you'll visit one of the 11 McCarthy Auto Group locations. Visit kccars.com for over 3,000 new, certified, and pre-owned vehicles. Our inventory covers most every make and model and prices to fit every budget. The McCarthy Auto Group, with locations in Olathe and Overland Park, Kansas, and Blue Springs and Sedalia, Missouri.
Go Trailblazers!
Ryan Ragland, Will McIntyre, Ian Jones back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth. Is that hopefully we can get the camera back on. We had it for a second. Blazers leading 31-24. Blazers actually outscored in that third quarter 9-7. They are 5 for 6 from the free throw line. El Dorado 9 for 16 from the charity stripe. All scores are being led by Trinity Taylor with 2 3-pointers. 2 buckets and 2 free throws. As the Blazers start the fourth quarter with the balls, we're still working, trying to get the camera back. Try to get the ball inside Marcos. She falls, gets it over to Beasley. Now Wilson left wing, dribbles top of the key, goes back left to Sprague. Sprague looking inside, back up top to Wilson, or to Whitley. Wilson back in the right wing. As El Dorado's come out of the 2-3 zone, they got a shot in from Beasley. She couldn't get it to go in, but Marcos comes up with the cleanup. She gets the bucket. Back to 11-point lead for the Blazers, 7:20 to go in the game. Hopefully we can keep the camera on this time. Eaton with the drive. She's going to be fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot 2. Eaton so far 6 points, both of them on 3-pointers. As Sprague's going to commit her third foul. First shot is good. It's been over 5 seconds. He didn't want to say anything. He didn't want to jinx it. I jinxed it. As the second free throw is good.
You jinxed it.
I did. My bad. As El Dorado picks up a full court press and they get a 10-second violation before the Blazers could get it across the timeline, and Wilson was just a step away. As now we're going to have a conference at center court. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Oh, what are we talking? Coach Jackson wants to go, what's up? And ref is telling him. Coach Jackson smiling a little bit. He goes, okay.
He's a lot calmer than what I would be.
Especially if you're trying to get back in the game down 9.
Yeah.
You know, you got a chance to cut it down to 7.
And I think the reason why he's so calm, because, you know, he gets a technical.
And there's a push that should have been a foul. But El Dorado's going to get the ball back. Shot no good. Beasley with the rebound. And somehow they're going to say as Beasley rolled on the ground or hit the ground, that it's going to stay with El Dorado with 6:50 to go in the game.
Call.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
El Dorado inbounds the ball, gets the top of the key, sets the offense. They get it to Michaelis at the free throw line. She drives the lane, shot's no good. Beasley with the rebound. Gets it to Wilson. She brings it slowly up court. I'm not sure what the deal is. Sorry about the problems with the camera. El Dorado still coming out in that zone. So they're trying to get something going like Campus did yesterday.
Pop it.
Whitley has it left wing. She had a nice shot. Look at it. Got it down to Beasley. She can't get the kiss off the glass. Marcos misses the follow-up, but she gets the second one, and she's fouled on the putback. She made the bucket.
Yeah.
They're going to say the foul was on Motter, and they're going to say it was before the shot. Wow. Because Marcos had already put it up, and she came back down on Motter. Not sure how that one sets up. Free throws up and good. Back to a 10-point lead with 6:01 to go in the game. This is the worst the camera's been. I think it's time to retire them. See if we can see how long we can keep it.
I think it's the operator.
Operator error. Yeah, I wish I could blame it on him. And it goes back out again. Sorry about that, folks.
Right now, Will.
Second one is no good, but the Blazers come up with the rebound. I would look for the Blazers to take a lot of time off the clock.
That.
If you get the good look, take it, but just take a lot of time off the clock. Left elbow to Valerie. She kicks it out to Whitley over to Sprague right corner. Try to get down to Marcos. She fights for it. She gets it out to Seaman. Back over to Whitley on the right side to Sprague. Sprague gets it down to Valerie with a turnaround. Gets the kiss off the glass and good. And the bucket is good. Valerie was 7. Looking to go one more. 5:32 to go in the game. High arching free throw is no good. Quickly up ahead is El Dorado. They get an entry pass into Parsons. She leaves that one short, but Eaton comes up with a rebound. Top of the key to Parsons, trying to work off a double team. She dribbles out, finds a screen. She doesn't give the ball up that much. She's dribbling an awful lot. She worked her way out of a double team, tried to work through 2 screens.
Number 13 had 2 moving screens on that play, too.
But Eaton, or not Eaton, but Michaelis is going to go up to the free throw line. As the foul is going to be on Seaman. That's going to be her third. And the free throw's good.
Kinsey Eaton along with Brooklyn Otter check in for the Wildcats, replacing Corey George and Presley Johnson.
Clock at 5:14. And gets set for the second one. Gets a strong off the back iron. Shot is no good. Valerie with the rebound. She gets it back, gets it over to Sprague on the far side. Skip pass over to Whitley. They could have got her for a travel on that one. She took a couple steps, but she gets the left-handed layup is good. Back to 11-point lead, under 5 minutes to go in the game. And Marco's going to get called for an El Cheapo as she was guarding Eaton. And Eaton went to dribble to the right side. And Marco's just a little slow getting over there to her left. So Eaton going up to the line to shoot two. And the free throw is good.
Wilson checks in for the Trailblazers.
So you have Sophia, Valerie, Wilson, Whitley, and Sprague in the game. As the second free throw is good. Cuts it down to 11, 4:49 to go in the game. Sophia's going to inbound it as El Dorado's going to come up with a full court press. Gets it into Valerie, back to Sophia on the far side across the timeline, up top to Wilson. Left wing to Whitley, down inside to Valerie. She's going to try to drive, kick it out to Sprague. She can't take the three. Wilson has it right wing up top to Whitley. Left wing to Sprague. Back to Whitley, far side to Wilson. Right elbow to Valerie, can't do anything with it, has to kick it out. Sophia has it right corner, gets it into Valerie, but the double team. And see who they're going to get the foul on. As Valerie's going to be going up to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. And looks like they're going to get this to Fodder. It's going to be her third. A few changes for El Dorado. Valerie hits the first one. Still trying to get the camera going again. Apologize for that. Hopefully we can get it to cooperate for the final moments of the game. Valerie hits them both. 40-27. 4:13 to go in the game. I don't think that camera is going to cooperate with us. Sorry about that. Look at the top of the key, passes it up, try to get over to Edel on the baseline. She can't handle the pass. It was just out of her reach, goes out of bounds to the Blazers. Under 4 minutes. And while I got a chance, guys, I got to say thanks for last weekend and this weekend. It has been fun. It's been profitable for all of us. Yeah, we can't. You're on mute, by the way. Yeah, wait a second.
Profitable.
Now we can. You kind of like now you found out how to split eights.
Yep.
And how to work with them. Had a little coaching.
Yep.
Free of charge. But then again, you wanted to wait around for your last drink that profited me $40, so I can help that. Sophia is fouled on the shot. She's going to go to the line to shoot two and gets a high bounce off the back iron and doesn't get that one. And I'm going to have to try the Jolly Rancher. I'm just going to have to do it. I had never heard of it. Frou-frou, but what the hey. Sophia can't get the lucky bounce on that one. Ends up missing them both.
Wait, there was a Jolly Rancher?
Gummy bear. Excuse me, Gummy bear. Hey. Loose ball. Sophia comes up with it. She doesn't have the numbers, but she's really not going to press it anyway. 3.5 to go. Whitley gets it inside to Valerie. She pulls it up, gets it over to Wilson. Back to Sophia. Left wing three-pointer, just a little bit off. El Dorado, we're waiting to pull the trigger and get that big call for Sophia. El Dorado with the ball on the far side. Blazers still in that 2-3 zone now. Comes back to the near side, gets it down to the right corner to Michaelis. Now they try to get down to Eaton. She's too far underneath the bucket. Can't do much with it. Had to get rid of it. Get down to the left corner. Now it's going to be double team. You need to get her down there. And actually, George steps on the baseline without the double team. But yeah, anytime you get someone down in the corner and you're that close, you got to turn around and get that double team. Clock stopped at 2:50. Blazers with the ball. Full court pressure by El Dorado. And coming up from behind is Michaelis as she commits the foul on Wilson. As she'll be going up to the line. And that's only her first. The way she plays, I'm kind of surprised.
Yeah.
I thought maybe I missed one, but evidently not. And Wilson misses that one. Blazers right now have missed the last 3, and they're only 2 out of the last 5. I thought if I mentioned it, Wilson would turn that around, but the Blazers get the rebound. Beasley has it at the free throw line, kicks it out, near side left wing to Wilson, dribbles out. Back to Beasley, up top to Whitley, and it looks like they're just going to try to run the clock out. Wilson says, nope, going to drive, try to get to the weak side to Valerie, couldn't handle the pass. And they're going to say it was off of Fodder and stays with the Blazers with 2:25 to go.
Kaylee Manning in for the Wildcats, replacing Carly Fodder.
Whitley inbounding the ball left side of the bucket, gets it down to me on the near side. Now out to Wilson. Sprague right wing, you have 5-on-4, and I'm not sure why Sprague was actually waiting. She was looking back, waiting for the defender to come back. I'd have pressed the issue. Beasley has it, tries to get it off to Sprague, partially tipped by Michaelis. And evidently they are just going to run the clock out. Skip pass, near side to Whitley. Up top to Beasley, back to Wilson at the midcourt circle. Under 2 minutes to go. Left wing to Whitley, over to Wilson on the far side. As she penetrates and kicks it out to Sprague. Beasley tries to drive the lane, right side, right-handed layup, no good. Knocked out of bounds by El Dorado, staying with the Blazers with 1:30 to go. So the Blazers look like they're going to come up with a win and make that bus trip back home just a little bit easier, makes it easier to enjoy the weekend. Now Fodder checks back in. Get the ball inbounded to Sprague, gets it to Wilson, down inside to Valerie, kicks it out to Whitley. Couple of easy, good-looking shots. I'd have been hard to pass up.
They're just playing the stall game
Yeah,
now.
but not that I'm the best shooter anywhere. I get a shot that wide open, I got to take it. That was a big break. Had a drive on the baseline. It went through Valerie's hands, but landed right in to Whitley. As the ball is going to be tipped, goes out of bounds at 1:06, staying with the Blazers. As Coach Jackson is trying to keep the pressure on with a little bit of fresh legs.
Presley Johnson also in for El Dorado, replacing Kenzie Eaton.
As Coach Jackson's basically made full wholesale changes. Whitley inbounds the ball, but it tipped off Beasley's hands, and it was picked up by Motter, but Wilson's going to get the foul on the shot as she was underneath the bucket. So Motter at the line to shoot 2. Clock stopped at 1:03. And the free throw's no good. Second one is up and misses both of them. Full court pressure by El Dorado. Blazers with the rebound. They get it back. Whitley tries to get across the timeline, but she's going to be fouled by Motter. Yeah, she's going to go to the line. I have a lot of slashes going on. We haven't had a field goal made since Valerie made the bucket and was fouled midway through the fourth quarter. As we're going to have a 30-second timeout. Once again, a huge thanks to McCarthy Auto Group for allowing us to bring all the action here, and sincere apologies with the camera. For whatever reason, it just does not want to cooperate. So we're going to do what we can to get a replacement or get something we can use till the end of the season. And I think Ian has pretty much just given up on the camera, which I can't blame him. 55.7 seconds left to go in the game. Like I said, a huge thanks to everyone joining us here on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Make sure you go to the sponsors and tell them a huge thanks for their sponsorship. Even just a simple thank you. You have no idea how large that could be. Valerie has it by herself off the inbounds. Left-handed layup. She's going to be fouled early on the shot by Fowler. And she'll go up to the line.
Well, that's just like last night when we were at dinner. The waitress brought Ian a drink, and I told her thank you, and Ian looked at me like, why are you saying thank you? And I said, because these people never hardly hear it.
Yeah,
so.
you got to hear that.
I told her thank you, but it was just weird hearing Will say it.
He's a postmaster, man. He's customer service. That's what he does. Valerie with the free throw is no good. Under 50 seconds to go. Blazers look like they're going to come up with a win. Michaelis misses a three-pointer. Ball tipped out of bounds by Valerie, staying with the Wildcats. 40.5 seconds left. It's been fun, guys. Last 2 weekends have been good.
My wallet has liked it a lot.
Your wallet has profited. Yes, it has.
My first trip down to El Dorado, which I was supposed to be going the last 2 years, but something's always come up. And you didn't get to enjoy the cinnamon rolls that I had talked about. Hey, the food we had last night was good.
That made up for it. Kind of like that AJ's, that barbecue chicken, and that meat was pretty good.
But I mean, I ordered a side salad, and I was expecting a small little bowl, but
you got a good size one. That's why I went. And AJ's part of the alley and North Rock Lanes of where I used to work at when I lived in Wichita, so I kind of knew how good the pizza barbecue chicken was going to be there. So that's why I had to. As soon as I hit that, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna do AJ's. That worked out well. So once again, a huge thanks for everyone joining us. Our next broadcast will be Saturday. We'll have video coverage starting at 5:15 with the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show. Tip-off scheduled for 5:30. Guys action scheduled for 7. And we'll have HD broadcast brought to you by Capesville Homes Heating and Cooling, and I will do everything I can to have a different camera so we don't have this, because no one gets more upset about this than I do. Full court pass to Wilson off the inbounds. We're down by 13 with 30 seconds left, and we're still fouling.
Let's not say we didn't. Do us all a favor.
Well, so Wilson going up to the line. And she misses that one. Blazers have missed the last 6. The last 6, and they are 2 of the last 9.
Timeout, Wildcats, 8-hole timeout.
We're taking a timeout. I think Ian just about blew a blood
I heard
vessel.
a fan say, "Come on, coach, just play it out."
And that was one of their fans.
Yeah,
that
it
wasn't
was
the
one
Blazers
of their
side.
fans.
Even the El Dorado fans are going, "Come on, coach, let's just get it over with. We're already past this." Hey, but he's trying. Never say die. Oh my. But yes, we have to mention that you have learned how to split eights and how to make it profitable. So that helps out. Also you actually learned that you could split anything to begin with. You didn't know that to begin with.
Yeah.
I made some gutsy moves splitting face cards when the house showed a 5 or 6.
Putting all your money in.
I did do that.
I was like, okay.
Even the guy to the left of me was going, "Dude, you're walking around like John Wayne right now." And he had that nice cowboy hat and that PBR vest on too.
He's in the roping competition or whatever.
Oh, is he?
Going on in Park City right now.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. I wish you would have told me. I'd have talked to him about that. That's kind of fun. Free throw by Wilson is no good. El Dorado with the rebound. Do not foul. Shot is no good. Given the bucket. And Whitley fouled anyway.
There wasn't an intentional foul.
And there really wasn't any reach
her arms
onto
were
it.
Straight up. And
yeah.
She just reached her arm over.
So that's going to be Whitley's 4th. Clock stopped at 12.2 seconds. Need to say thanks to Ryan Beasley that came up and said, stopped by at the booth and said thanks for doing the game. So appreciate that. Always like hearing that. As the free throw was good. As Eaton makes them both. As more changes for El Dorado. As the Blazers get it inbound, under 10 seconds to go. And you know what? And the Blazers just broke a press pretty nicely right there.
Yeah.
Not sure why they haven't been able to do it before, but hey, maybe they can get something rolling off it. Blazers come up with a 40-29 win. We're going to take a timeout, be back with the McCarthy Auto Group postgame show in a couple minutes on the Blazer Broadcast Network.
Hey, Blazers fans! The McCarthy Auto Group is proud to support Gardner Edgerton Sports. Remember, when you're in an accident, after you call 911, make your next call 800-NEW-AGAIN for one of the 5 conveniently located McCarthy Collision Centers. Call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN for the McCarthy Collision Centers. For award-winning service performed by certified technicians with decades of experience, call or click 800-NEW-AGAIN. The McCarthy Collision Centers. Satisfying customers is no accident. It's our guarantee.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
American Computers. Regardless if you need help with a desktop, laptop, network equipment, or peripherals and accessories, American Computers can get the job done. American Computers, 325 North Moonlight Road in Gardner.
Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning. Proudly serving Blazer fans in Gardner and surrounding areas. Call Capes Whole Homes Heating and Air Conditioning at 638-1647.
Planet Sub, where the bread is mixed, rolled, and baked fresh from scratch every morning. Oh, it's good. Planet Sub, 921 East Lincoln Lane in Gardner.
These are just a few of the sponsors of the Blazer Broadcast Network.
When you're Kansas City born and raised, you know just how much meat matters. That's why Price Chopper employs real butchers. They're hard at work every day in every store, so you never have to settle for something prepackaged out of state. They're so sure you'll love their KC Pride beef, they even back it with a 200% guarantee. Stop by Price Chopper tonight, where they cut meat, never corners. Price Chopper, Kansas City born and raised.
Who do I play for? I play high school basketball for every baller who ever played a pickup game on a driveway, playground, or alley. Because we all share the same dream. I play for buzzer beaters, big-time boards, and burying rainmakers. I play high school basketball for the chance to put my hometown in Kansas on the map by playing in a state championship.
Only 0.5% of all high school student athletes play basketball in college. But all 100% of them become adults. That's why playing basketball in their high school team is so important. High school athletes learn life lessons that help them grow up. Lessons that can't be taught in the classroom and often aren't taught at home.
I play high school basketball because I love performing in front of a capacity crowd in my hometown gym.
This message presented by the Kansas State High School Activities Association and the Kansas Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
Ryan Ragland back with you at the McCarthy Auto Group broadcast booth alongside Ian Jones and Will Throw McIntyre. Blazers come up with a 40-29 win. Taking a look at some of the stats, Blazers were led by Mia Valerie with 9 points, 6 points with Whitley. Taylor. Trinity Taylor had 12 points. I didn't see her back in the third quarter. She had 12. Blazers 9 out of 18 from the free throw line, 16 for 26 for El Dorado. So there's something else that wouldn't mind hurting getting a few more free throws out of that. But hey, the win's the win. We'll take what we can get. And like we talked about, we saw a little bit different Blazer team, a little bit more aggressive coming out, pushing the issue up and down the court, forcing a few turnovers, forcing a few miscues by El Dorado. And, they started off with a nice 8-3 lead. They had an 18-3 lead at one point and just kind of kept going with that and just kind of what Campus did with the Blazers. Let them get about 9 and just kept that arm length away from them.
Yeah, and seeing the difference between last night and tonight, it's aggressiveness. There was a, I guess you could say a sense of urgency. That's what I'm looking for. There's a sense of urgency, you never want to you never want to be a team's first win of the season, especially whenever they're 0-12 going into your game.
And you get a team that's still looking for first win, and they're taking on a team that only has the one win.
Yeah.
That feeds a little bit into it and say, okay, we can do this now.
Yeah, and I feel like El Dorado's that last quarter, they brought it back to, I think, what was it, 7 or 8? Maybe, I don't remember.
10-2, 12, 2, 9, 7, something like that. At one point, they had it down to 9. I think they were looking to go 7.
Yeah.
And that's when they had that call at the half court that we weren't sure what happened.
Yeah, but it's that whenever you're a team without a win and you're getting that close to it, you kind of get through your head like, oh, we're about to do this, and then you make a lot of mistakes, and then it ends up you're down 13, lose. I believe it was 13, right?
That would be correct.
Yeah.
11,
my bad. I can't do math well.
Yeah, you can't do math either.
I didn't see that.
You didn't see that. Yeah, it's right there on the screen. Once again, sincere apologies about the screen, not being able to get the picture to stay with us. For whatever reason, the camera just did not want to cooperate. So, hey, we got it on, right?
Barely.
We got it on. I'm gonna make some phone calls, see if I can. I think I'm gonna call Mr. Warren. I think he has something I might be able to use a little bit.
Yeah.
So we'll have to call Warren, call in our backups and see what happens, and then we can get everything set up. We will have 1080 HD broadcast starting next football season. We're going to have a little bit more equipment, better equipment and everything. That's what everything goes into the broadcast, just to make it a little bit better. I don't know what else we can do to make it that much better, but you know me. You've already been around me. I'm always looking. I'm always finding out what I can do. So looking to see if Coach Leiker is going to be able to come out. I see him out there. I think I got the thumbs up that he's going to come out. I think he went to the back room for a second.
That's cute that you guys have your own little signs.
Well, I don't know. I think he was giving me a thumbs up. I'd like to think, but we have stomping kids right behind us. That, hey, kids are kids, right? So wait, what we're doing is we're waiting to get with Coach Leiker here real quick. after the Blazers come up with the win. I'm not sure where he's
coming up.
Oh, there he is. Yeah, we'll go ahead and give him. We'll go and give him this in here real quick. And as Blazers come up with a 40-29 win, wanted to get Coach Leiker in here, as now he gets stopped by a parent. It's like we're waiting here to talk to him. I'm not sure what the deal is, but he got cornered off by someone. Anyway, our next broadcast will be Friday against Olathe South, as we will have the McCarthy Auto Group pregame show starting at 5:15, and then we're going to have the tip-off for the girls scheduled at 5:30. Guys are scheduled for 7. And we will have the video broadcast in HD. Hopefully we can get the camera going and everything. And may have to, once you go over there and get him, pull him out of there, go and get him, put yours on mute real quick and go get him. Just tell him, say, hey, we need you on the air. We need to get off the air. Pull him out of there. I'm not sure what the discussion is, but they got to, we can't be hanging like this. We got to get him on the air. So, and there we go. Now we got Coach Leiker here on the Blazer Broadcast Network. 40-29 win, and it kind of looks like that little aggressiveness early came into play. You came out with a good run and started creating the miscues and the turnovers that you want to force the other team in, and it just looked like, and I made the comment earlier, it looked like it took their brain out of the whole situation and just let them start reacting.
Yeah, it did. We were finally just playing for a little bit and making good things happen, and not needing to call a lot of stuff, or just creating pressure on defense, taking it the other way on offense, finding an opportunity and converting. And that was fun to watch. I know that the bench was hyped from it. It definitely was the kind of the spurt that put us in control of the game.
Yeah, like we were talking about. And the other thing that we noticed, the fast break toward the end, as El Dorado started coming up with the press, guys were actually starting to break it a lot easier, and we started seeing less dribbling. We started seeing more touch passes, and I'm not sure how much that has to do with Sophia being in there, because she knows what's going on, but you could kind of see a little bit toward the end where she was getting it to Valerie was getting it back to her, and then you had Beasley in another spot, and you really did the touch passes and really starting to break that out a little bit easier. Plus, the guys going up against the zone toward the end, they were looking a little bit better also.
Yeah, they got us a couple times. We talked about it, and luckily we were able to adjust on the fly fairly well, just we were trying to save timeouts for late in the game if we needed them. And once we kind of realized the spots we needed to be into and the situation, how we needed to approach it, I thought we did a really good job of remaining calm and just, making the easy play and making them have to come out and guard us.
Like we said, it's good. A win always makes that bus trip just a little bit nicer, so it's going to be a little bit easier getting back home today. But the other thing that I like about this group of girls is you sit there and watch them, even though it's been a tough season already, and everyone knew it's probably going to be with Sophia being out, and not saying that, okay, if Sophia would have been in there, she would have, brought us up to about 12 wins right now. But it's just having the experience in there that helps out everyone else. But just the group of girls, the way they stay in with each other and keep each other pumped is nice to see.
Yeah, that's been amazing, this group. And it starts with the seniors, but it goes all the way down to our freshman level. And they have bought into kind of the culture that we want, and staying positive. Our bench in every single game, whether it's close or not, is really engaged and reacting to every positive thing that we do. And it was great to see, go in the locker room and just see the smiles. And it was definitely a team win. We told them everybody contributed, not just on the bench but on the court today. And we really got to share in that success together as a group, and they deserve that. So it was great to see them get to enjoy it.
And I'm going to go ahead and give the McCarthy Auto Group Player of the Game to Trinity Taylor, who comes up with 12 points. She came up large off the bench and gave you guys a lot of early energy and got them big points and got that lead going where you needed it.
Yeah, that was huge. And I mean, she's a really aggressive type of player on the offensive end in particular, and we've seen it from her. And it all kind of came together. I mean, there's been games where she got a few good looks, and other times where she got good looks and didn't quite convert. But today it all just kind of clicked during that first half run that we made, and she really fueled us. She did a great job.
Kind of tends she likes that left side of the baseline.
She definitely does.
She likes that area. She could just go ahead and put up camp there, and she'll work it out, and she'll put it up from there.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, good win, 40-29, and like we said, it's going to be a nice bus ride back home. Now you got Olathe South coming up. No, you got a game.
Lansing on Tuesday.
Lansing on Tuesday. We won't be able to have that game, but that's Lansing's Lansing. They have a good history, and then you have Olathe South, so that gauntlet starts coming back in again.
We get to enjoy this one for the rest of today, and it's back to work pretty quick, but hopefully we can take some positive momentum going forward.
All right, thanks a lot. Have a good bus ride home.
Thanks.
Coach Leichert joining us here on the Blazer Broadcast Network with the Blazers coming up with a 40-29 win. That's going to do it for us. Again, a huge thanks to McCarthy Auto Group for helping us out, able to make us be able to get down here and bring you the action last week for the guys. Even though it was one game, we still got the game in. And then the 2 games today. Once again, apologies for the camera. We're going to get that fixed. We're going to get something arranged so we have video for the games when we can, and kind of go from there. I'm still hyped up for next year, but next year is next year. We'll finish this one. Once again, Blazers win 40-29 for Will, for Ian. Huge thanks to them for joining us here and helping me out and getting this on the air. A nice little getaway weekend for the guys. We're going to call it a night. Have a great weekend. And once again, make sure you contact all the sponsors on the Blazer Broadcast Network. Tell them a huge thanks. Not just McCarthy, not just Capesville Homes Heating and Cooling, America's Computer that are huge on getting the HD broadcast, but all of them. Make sure you just tell them a huge thanks. Simple note, line. It helps more than you can imagine. So for Ian, for Will, I'm Ryan. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Friday at Gardner as the Blazers take on the Falcons of Olathe South.